Okay. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Can someone just write in the chat that they can hear me? Perfect. Okay, so we'll just be starting in a few minutes to give other people a chance to join. In the meantime, if you could just post in the chat, as you guys already have been, um, where you're from. And also, I thought an interesting question could be a technology trend that you're excited about in the coming year. If there's anything specific that comes to mind. And yeah, thank you for joining us.
Okay, Wisconsin, Fort Myers. Hi, guys. We have a lot of people from Florida today.
I'm also seeing South Carolina, Connecticut.
Belgium, welcome.
Awesome. Going a little international.
Yeah, let's give our friends from all over the world a good couple of minutes and then we'll begin.
California, we got some West Coast.
Yeah, while we wait, um, you can also start to post your questions in the Q&A sections, which is on the right-hand side on the top, so we can already start to review them. Thank you so much.
Next time we're adding some music, so it's not so painfully quiet at this part.
Yeah, we should find the button. We need a
Yeah.
knowledge base article for this. Okay, guys. I think we can start. Rebecca, floor is yours.
Okay, let's do it. So as I said before, hi everyone, nice to meet you. I'm Rebecca. Thank you again for joining us. Okay, so just to go over the agenda of this Keeping It Real webinar. So it's a very casual webinar, but just a few things to discuss before we go into the Q&A section. So we'll have some introductions, and then we'll talk about some housekeeping items, just things to keep in mind for this webinar. Then we'll just go over some of our favorite tips and tricks, and then we'll get into the Q&A. And I also wanted to mention that we will be launching a survey throughout the session so that you can leave comments and feedback about the session if there's any ways that you'd like to improve it in the future. Amazing. Okay, so as I said before, I'm Rebecca. I'm a customer success manager here. Alongside me is Dima, who's also a customer success manager. Dima, if you
Hi,
could just
guys.
wave. Amazing. We also have Sarah, another customer success manager here. And then we have Tudor, who's an application support engineer. And we also have a extra special guest, not that everyone else here isn't also special, but Yarden, who's an AI product manager at Atera. So she'll be adding some insight into the AI side of things over here. Wonderful. Okay, and then just to plug some of our other events that we have going on. So as you can see, you can access our events on our events page. You can see that we have another Keeping It Real session on the 23rd of January, an AIT masterclass, a session about RMM, as well as many other webinars to come. And additionally, we have many other resources and training. We have our knowledge base, which I'll actually quickly show in just a moment. We have our community, which can be accessed directly from the Atera platform, which I'll also show. And then we also have our blog. We have a Facebook group. We have our 24/7 live chat for support. And we also have our support email, which is support@atera.com. So these are all really great resources for you to tap into and to just get more information and resources about Atera. Wonderful. So before we dive into the questions, as I said before, I just wanted to actually share a couple of tips and tricks. And then I'll pass it on to Dima to share a few of his. But one thing to mention is as you guys start posting your questions, just a reminder to please post them in the Q&A tab rather than the chat tab. That way we'll be able to more easily see them and make sure that we're answering them in real time. Great, so let me just share my other tab, 1 second.
And while Rebecca does this, I will also encourage everybody not to skip the Q&A section, post your questions, and yeah, you're all more than welcome to do this. And also, a bit later in the call, we'll be pushing a survey, and you will be more than welcome to fill it out to have a bit of more feedback on your end, and we will be happy to improve down the road. So yeah, we will show it a bit later.
Amazing, thanks, Dima. Okay, so first I wanted to plug our knowledge base or our help center. This is a great tool. It's built out by many members of our team and really gives you extensive guides on how to navigate all of our features within Atera. One actual specific series of articles I wanted to highlight was our FAQ series. So you can see you have FAQs about, I think it's about 6 different topics. So for example, remote access. And this will just guide you through most commonly asked questions about this. You can see, information about Splashtop, AnyDesk, TeamViewer, etc. So that's just one of our, again, many articles. And you can see also that they lead to other articles. That tab wasn't shared, so that doesn't help, but it's a really good resource. So that's one tip I wanted to mention is that utilizing the knowledge base. The other piece I wanted to mention is, second. Okay, perfect. So within the Atera platform, first of all, I want to mention how to access the community. So if you just click on your profile picture at the top, then you can go to the Atera community. It's the first option here, and this is a great place for you to confer with fellow IT users, fellow Atera users, and just see what's going on over there. And then the last item I wanted to mention, just in my little intro section, is a new feature which we just released, which is automated Linux patching. So this can be accessed from the IT automation and patching profiles. So let's go into those quickly. So if you go into your admin section, which we're already in, and then your patch management and IT automation profiles, and I'll just click on any of our existing profiles. And down here, you can see the Linux packages upgrades. So you can select upgrade all, and this will automatically upgrade your Linux packages. So this is just another way to automate more things within Atera. So I wanted to mention that. Dima, go ahead.
Yeah, a couple of things that been recently added to the platform, aka pro tips, tips and tricks. So as you mentioned, we we have improved our help center, which is now has more slick view, updated screenshots and everything. So it's pretty fresh. And what I wanted to show you is actually, it's not actually a pro tip, but a new feature which was heavily requested by a lot of customers across the globe, and my customers included. And this feature is called the software repository. Yeah, and this feature was long awaited, and it complements well-known feature which is known as software bundles. But as you know, Chocolatey and Homebrew have some certain limitations in terms of the software that they might have. As a workaround, it was offered, and it's still offered to everybody's welcome to use the scripting for installing specific pieces of software which are absent on the Chocolatey and Homebrew. However, the software repository is aimed to address very specific needs in terms of in terms of installing certain versions of software, if your company should follow any type of policies, what have you. And basically what it does, it allows you to connect Atera with your repository. We support several repositories. NuGet and JFrog are among them. More information, by the way, as Rebecca mentioned, you will see in the KB articles. And the cool thing is that it's a one-time effort to connect your instance of Atera to your repository. And from there on, you will be able to just click on the upload software, and you can upload the files up to, for example, I will use the Zoom installer for an example. And as you can see, I have a specific version, and I have Zoom custom. Yeah, so let's do it 119.65, and author is me. Sorry, my typing is not at its best. Then we wait until the software uploads, and then after this, we can actually be able to see it in one of the software bundles in IT automation profiles, and let's wait until it uploads. And while we are at it, oops, might be something in my environment. Anyway, let's try the 7-zip for a better example. Um, let's go to the admin section and to the IT automation profiles. Sorry, I had a network network error for some reason today. Let me refresh the page. So basically what it will do, it will separate the Zoom version of what is present in the Chocolatey Homebrew against the version of the software you have in your custom software repository, and you can access your software profile, and you can look for this, and you'll be able to create, for example, a new bundle. And let's look for 7-zip, and you will see that there are some public versions of the software which are present in the repositories. And the second is the 7-zip, which belongs to our success team repository, which is marked with a different coloring. As you can see, the success ITD private repo, and you hit on add, and you actually just yep, and you have this description, you add it to your software bundle, and then you make it a part of your IT automation profile, which makes you able to install custom pieces of software. Especially, I have a bunch of customers from the production, from the metal production industry, and some of the medical care, and all of them, they have very specific pieces of software which is relevant to the industries, and most likely it's not present on the publicly available Homebrew and Chocolatey repositories. Okay, let me pause for a second, and let's see some questions. So Sarah, can you push the first one? Yeah, yeah. So Arnold, any update regarding the editing of internal node of the tickets? So ticketing is currently going through a massive overhaul and updates, and it gets more and more features down the road. Please stay tuned to the updates, because eventually the tickets and devices page will share a bit of new UI components and also new functionality alongside. And and as far as I'm concerned, the short answer will be yes, it's being discussed, but we will see it a bit later. Okay, next one, please. Okay, I'm looking forward to full release of AI Assistant EDA. Yarden. I think
Yes.
we should start to talk to each other because everybody's
Yeah.
keeping silence and I feel lonely. So before we respond to the EDA kind of question, which is pretty specific, I would be more than happy to ask you about your overall teams and like maybe company vision, because you're more than in the center of this storm of AI, because everything is AI now.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you, what's the general perception? What's the vision? What's the perception of the industry? What's the vision for the coming year? So thoughts, ideas, maybe some insights, anything is
Yeah.
welcome.
Yeah, of course. So again, hi everyone. I'm glad to be here with all of you. So I'm Yarden. I'm the product manager of the AI here at Atera. And I know this is something that is definitely been buzzing in the IT game, the future of AI. And I think this is not just a technical language, it's kind of a game changer that is actually shaping our IT landscape in some pretty cool ways. First off, let's talk about all the automation work. So you know how it's like you're drowning in repetitive tasks and that make you sometimes question your life choices. And I think for those exactly moments, the AI is here to just kind of rescue us. Try to just picture this mundane task getting the boot, freeing up your time to actually think and innovate and maybe just grab an extra coffee. It's like having kind of a personal assistant that takes care of the boring stuff so you can just focus on the fun stuff. And I know there's been a lot of talks about robots stealing our jobs, but here's the thing, it's more like a collaboration. That's how I see it. AI becomes your kind of a tech sidekick. It's not just a replacement. It's all about humans and machines teaming up to tackle the challenges in a much more smarter ways. And if we think about predictive analytics, and this is, I think this is the really cool stuff. It's not just about fixing issues after the end user already broke his computer. It's about predicting when they might start acting up. Just imagine having IT superpowers that just foreseeing system issues before they even happen. And this is pretty amazing. And lately, I think we can talk about personalization as well, because AI is getting to know us better than our favorite barista. It learns our quirks and it anticipates our needs and tailor the tech experience just for us. And it's like just having a tech buddy who just gets you and making your digital life a whole lot smoother. So if I summarize all of that, I think the future of AI is not just about robot taking over, and it's about getting a leg in the tech game. It's about making our life easier and more personalized. And I think this that we shouldn't fear the change, but just embrace the possibilities of the AI in the IT world.
So it's kind of a supplement, not a replacement.
That's right.
Okay. So let's go a bit more specific. So since with the ETA were asked, let's like I don't know if everybody in the audience is aware that what AI functionalities we have. Most of you most probably do because, but anyway, let's talk about what we have at the moment on the table and what's the AI assistant and what's the fuzz is all about and the capabilities and cover this a bit.
Yeah, so I guess that a lot of you already know and maybe saw some other webinars in the subject. So in these days, we're working really hard to just reshape the future of the IT and the AI world. Soon, we're going to introduce an AI assistant that is set to reshape the way you handle support. So we have two AI assistants. We have for the end users and we have for the IT managers. So for the end users, the AI assistant will proactively troubleshoot and suggest solution before a ticket even reaches to your IT manager. Just imagine a world where your end user resolve issues just with one click. Super easy. And thanks to the AI ability to diagnose specific health checks on the agent of the end user and actually recommend a one-click solution. So this AI assistant is actually works amazing and now is tested by our design partners and we can actually see that it works pretty amazingly and actually cut down their mundane, repetitive work. And we're not sure which plan it will be released, but I think it will be at the end of this quarter, around March. Also, sorry, you're about to say something, Dima?
No.
Okay, sorry. We're working to integrating your internal knowledge base into the AI suggestions. So the purpose is to actually ensure that the end user receive the most accurate solution related to their organization. It's just about providing the personal and efficient support experience. And as I said, that's not all. We're also working on the AI assistant for you guys, for the IT managers yourself. And we know and we understand the challenges you face daily. And our goal is just to make your life easier. So the AI assistant for you guys will help you troubleshoot issues on the agent and just allowing you to tackle alerts and tickets much more efficiently. Just in simple words, you can just ask the AI to diagnose what can cause the issues that the end user experience right now, and even just easily ask him to run speed tests on the agent or just, I don't know, download the software to the agent. It's simple as that. And if I'm looking ahead at 2024, it's pretty exciting because we're going to dive into the predictive capabilities of the AI. And I will just say that we can just start imagining a scenario where it anticipates, the AI anticipates issues on the end user devices and just resolve them proactively by itself, just preventing users from encountering problem in the first place. So yeah, I think we have an amazing year ahead of us.
Okay, cool. And we have a question which was reposted from the chat, I guess. Yeah, it was from Rain Montanu. I hope I didn't mess up your last name, Rain, sorry. So I will read it out loud for the audience. I understand that AI assistant might be great from our technician side, but do you guys already test this out with users? I myself, when I do a chat and I see an assistant helping me out, it's still a pain. I'd rather have someone help me, live help me out or advise me.
Yeah, this is a really good question. So yeah, as I said, this is already tested and being tested as we speak on our customers. We have some design partners that have like hundreds of end users that are testing this right now, and it works pretty amazing. And so yeah, I think we are still having some work to do, but I think that we're definitely on the right way because we actually see how amazing it works and actually cut down the repetitive work of the technicians of our design partner. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. So another question from Rain. Trial version of Atera apparently doesn't give you all the functions, either which make it difficult to test everything to its fullest. So the short answer, we actually do limit some of the functions in the trial phase. However, it's done for security reasons. And because we had cases in the past which affected someone's experience with the platform and when it was not used properly, let's say. And yeah, this is why part of the functionality is actually not present. However, you can reach out to us so we can discuss it and make it a case-by-case scenario and help you out if you want to test something specific. Okay, and another comment on the AI topic here then. So because it's important that we handle a lot of the resolutions manually and just allow the AI to provide backup support in several ways. I can actually put a couple of cents here because I've seen that like the AI functionality is still is a kind of a tier 0 support. It really provides you the foundation of what actual help might be. But as we all seen in the IT Crowd TV series, and put a plus in the chat if you're old enough, and in the IT Crowd, as you remember, that all of the all of the trouble which is solved by the IT in the TV series was solved by the have you tried to switch it off and on back again, and AI assistant in it will be very soon capable of, and it's already capable of doing this to help people do the basic stuff which doesn't require a live person to intervene and fix it for himself. Yarden, maybe you have something to add on top of this.
Yeah, I think it's working pretty amazingly, and I encourage you guys to look into the webinars that is dedicated to the AI assistant. It's actually been tested there, and you can actually see how it works, and it's amazing. Seriously, I have no words besides that. Just look at that, and you can see by yourselves.
Can you cover like, I think like, can you unveil some of the maybe future features, maybe some kind of a roadmap which can be expected, and like I heard that you mentioned the context-aware responses, which I think has been asked um, a bunch of times. Like your responses are too general; they don't know our environment, but about on the context-aware topic. So can you share something?
Can you repeat this?
So
Sorry.
yeah, my question is like, I have a lot of questions myself from a lot of customers that request from the AI system to be more context aware. So I mean, to make the AI system know in which environment it is operating in. So in the
Yeah.
future, like, what is the future of this? So
Yeah, so
as you
this is a
said.
good question. We know that we have some feedbacks about this. Right now, we're focusing on giving the whole solution to Windows, and he really gets the right answers for Windows. And soon, I think in maybe in this quarter, the current quarter, Q1, we will also give him the context of Mac and also Linux, and you can actually perform some actions on those operation systems. But yeah, for now it's only Windows, and for Mac and Linux, it also gives the right answer. It just, you can't actually make actions, perform actions on Mac and Linux just by one click. It's just by textual solution. So I hope soon it will be released.
Thank you so much.
And also, as I mentioned before, we have the internal knowledge bases of the organization, which also gives some more context, more personalized context to the end user.
Okay, so sounds exciting already. Let's see what the future brings, because it's all, it's very cool on paper, but when you code it, it might be very different. Okay, a bit off topic. Will this webinar be posted online somewhere after it's over? I always love going back through webinars like this a few times to fully understand everything covered. Henry, good question. The answer is yes. We share the recording after the webinar has happened, and you will receive the link to view it afterwards. Okay, next one, Sarah, please, if you don't mind. Okay, Tudor. I think this one's for you eventually. I was told that automation profiles only support running one script. Will this limit change in the future?
If you've encountered this type of scenario, it could have been that the automation was running multiple actions all at once. In terms of best practices for automation profiles, we do recommend creating separate profiles for the actions that we have separated into columns within the IT automation profiles. So one profile for patch management. I'm most certain that you've heard this before, either from support or from onboarding. So one profile for patch management, one profile for software management, one profile for upgrades, and one profile for script. But I do want to mention that you're not limited to running only one script through a profile. I've seen cases with clients running up to like 5 or 6 scripts meant specifically for onboarding. So whenever they deploy the Atera agent, they also run some scripts, and this works. I mean, if you are running into any trouble while running multiple scripts at once, be sure to let us know from support, and we'll investigate it. But it is supported, and I highly encourage you to do so.
And on top of this, we can also get, I will share my screen once again and show you the scripting, which is, we're still working on it. This feature is not very new, but right now it supports several use cases. And also it received recently some additions, and keep your eyes on the script name, the script description. However, the generative AI script recommendation, so on what Tutor has shared, please create a script to install several pieces of software. If an installation is unsuccessful, please send an email to a technician and stop the script. So let's hit generate, and let's see what AI can come up with. So as you can see, I will zoom it in a bit. So a bit of a techie thing, but you get the idea. So we actually have 3 versions of different software. And obviously, the system is not aware of how your environment is built, so it gives you kind of a general advice, and then it's goes into installing Google Chrome. And if the script breaks, and sends the email to a technician, which you have to fill in and stop the script execution. So we tested with a couple of customers with a bit of a tweaking. It gives you a solid foundation of how you can execute several, for example, several different softwares all at once in a specific order. Because if you upload just the scripts, they will be just executed. And to preserve a specific order, so this one is the way to go. And again, don't hesitate to put a thumbs up or the thumbs down, because it helps our R&D. And Yarden, correct me if I'm wrong, the thumbs up and the thumbs down help us to build a better data set. And we study all the prompts, and yeah, we revise it. Maybe Yarden, you can give us more information on this.
Yeah, so your feedbacks actually makes the AI understand better what's the problem, what works well, what didn't work well. So please just take the time to like and dislike the scripts, and in the future the messages that the AI will suggest you. It's actually everything. It's just our way to teach him how to handle better with the right scripts, with the right tickets. So please.
Yeah, accept this as teaching your child some, building bricks, because eventually he will use the microscope and choose Lego Technic over the other toys. Anyway, yeah, the latest addition was to give the script a name, give the script a description, and when you create it, you can apply it to any IT automation profile of your choice. So basically, this is how you do it. Maybe next question.
I'll grab this one. So Austin is asking, I'm not seeing a way to view both screens of a PC when I'm remoted in via Splashtop. Am I limited to toggling between screen 1 and screen 2? So thanks for your question, Austin. Yes, with Splashtop, you are limited to seeing one screen at a time. However, as an alternative, you can use AnyDesk, which is another remote tool of ours, remote access tool rather, which will allow you to open multiple tabs and view all of the available displays all at once. And then let me grab another one actually as well. Yeah, perfect. So Charles is asking, are you able to support Chromebook computers now? So at the moment, we're not able to support Chromebooks. However, we are working on releasing an MDM feature in the future, which will allow for this to be supported.
Okay. Before we proceed, Sarah, can you please push the survey? So you will now see the survey on the right-hand side, and you will be more than welcome to fill it in and leave your feedback, and maybe something to improve in the future, something you like. We are open for the feedback. As always, we try to keep it transparent and try to make these sessions meaningful. And we receive a lot of feedback. We get a lot of questions during these sessions, and we feel that it's worth bringing people from product, from the support. So you actually put a face to a name and actually know us in person, and it's actually not AI responding to you, but we actually take it really seriously, even though the AI is capable of a lot of things. Yeah. Okay, I'll take this one. Can I force the new look for the devices page? I got the prompt for the new tickets page, but not the other pages. So Austin, it's a question which is relevant to your type of license, and if it's an MSP, I think you should be prompted. If not, feel free to reach out to our guys at support, and I will actually share my screen once again. Yep. Can you please hide the question? Yep. Thanks, because my button is not there. So first thing is that like whenever something goes wrong, you always have the ability to start a live chat with our support team, because we face a lot of cases across the CS team that people keep on supporting, keep on sending us the support tickets the classic way, the email way. And actually, the live chat is a 24/7 capability of Atera, and we are actually proud of it. And we have like Tudor from the support team who can confirm that it's a 24/7, not on paper, and our team is located all over the globe. On the devices page, however, I wanted to touch something really, really new, and the new devices page. So I will actually showcase you the new view. It's now capable of doing several things: the compact view and the detail view. You can also now edit the columns, and as you can see, you can hide whatever is not you're not feeling like it's meaningful to you, and you can change the placement of the columns, but just by drag and dropping them. What's more important is that we just recently introduced the advanced filtering for the new devices page. And what it's now capable of is to actually review your OS edition, which will give you the options out of everything that is in your ecosystem. And also, for example, let's check one of the things about the Microsoft Office is that it can display you the Office version, but not only the version, but also the builds which are spread across your ecosystem. So, and if there is something that is present, you will eventually see which version of the Office and which build of the Office specifically, and you can stack it up and actually make the filters way, way more complex. And because you have the and or functionality like before, but now it's a bit better and it's supported in the new view, and more such features to come. And also, as we've seen on our internal calls, we are very close to introduce some UI additions as the tab-based views for a lot of pages, which will reduce the hassle in switching in between the tabs in the browser. So if you use that type of approach, you will definitely benefit from this. Okay, next question maybe. Okay, Tudor, is I will pass this to you. Is there a way to monitor ESXi host and all the VMs on it? So
It's not that complicated, so don't get discouraged by the terminology here. We have
I'm not.
actually two articles on this, both how to monitor ESXi as SNMP device, and for any VMs, any virtual machines, you can monitor both the server that is running those machines, but you would also have to install the Atera agent onto those actual virtual machines. similar to what you do. I mean, not similar, but exactly what you would do with a physical device. So yes, it's possible.
Okay. Speaking of RMM, oops. Can you please bring it back? Yeah, speaking of RMM, I know we have the option to download a Linux Bash agent. Splashtop doesn't seem to run on Linux, does AnyDesk. So Linux is a complex topic because it's Linux. But Tudor, yeah, maybe you
Sure.
can shed some light on the limitations we have with the Linux agent, because it's a pretty close environment as far as I'm concerned. Even the Mac on its own, even though it's not a full like Linux, but it's still Unix based, so they have some limitations. Yep.
In terms of remoting onto a Linux device, as long as the Linux device has a graphic user interface, you can remote to it using AnyDesk, which should be available to you considering the plan for your Atera subscription. We have, again, articles on this. If you run into any trouble while connecting, while remoting it into a Linux device, be sure to let us know and we'll look at it. But AnyDesk is supported, yes.
Okay, cool. And I saw some, and not a question, but a wish about let's get a dark mode available. USIT guys are vampires and all of this white hurts. We feel you. We discussed it several times, and it will eventually hit your screens. Not promises on no promises at ETA, but it's been discussed very thoroughly, and
I
yeah,
know there
eventually it
was a
will come to Atera.
workaround. I know there was a workaround. So if you could install some add-ons
Yep.
to have Atera displayed as a black screen as well.
There is also some dystopian kind of settings, but I'm not sure it's a full-fledged kind of fix. And instead of workarounds, yeah, there definitely, it's one of the requested features, and we'll be also happy to have it because we're also vampires at times. Yep. So we feel you. Sunglasses work. Yep, definitely. Okay, Ray Montanu, one more question. So questions I had while testing our Atera in December 23 last month is that, sadly enough, that, for example, invoices are very standard, you can customize much. Is that something that we will be able to do better in the future? So in Atera, there are some white labeling capabilities in terms of the customization for the MSPs. Yeah, so I must say that it's an MSP aspect to create any invoices, because MSP version of Atera has the billing capabilities. So in terms of the customization, we will be more than happy to see what you actually mean by being able to customize invoices, because customization is a very broad topic. And yeah, we'll be happy to add this to our pool of consideration for this specific feature in the future. So don't hesitate to post this on the features board, because we actually do have it, and you can also access this with your Atera account at any time. So you're more than welcome to do this. Next question, please.
We actually don't have any other questions at the moment. So shout out to you guys to keep your questions coming. Thank you for all of them so far. I was wondering, Sarah, do you have anything to share in your experience in CS? Any tips and tricks that you like to share with your customers?
I have a lot that I like to share, but something that I like to share is the ability to postpone patches. So let me share my screen. I have a lot of tabs open. Okay, you guys can see my screen?
No.
Yeah. Now we
No.
can.
We do. We do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here is the Atera platform. So we go down to admin and patch management and IT automation. And just as a general rule, everybody should be using IT automation profiles. There's no reason why you wouldn't want to automate more things. And we do recommend having multiple IT automation profiles per device. So that's just a little tip on that. And of course, you can see all of ours here. I'm just going to click on custom software as an example. And for those of you who have been with us for a while, this has stayed relatively the same. We have our OS patch management, software management, and all the stuff over here. But what I did want to show is our OS patch approval settings. It does say new. It's new in the past couple of months, but you can basically manage it by clicking on manage. And it basically allows you to choose whether you want to postpone Windows critical updates or not. This is super helpful so that you don't need to go in, do the work, see if these patches work on Patch Tuesday. So what you can do is you can see Windows critical updates, always approve or postpone. So you can postpone for any number of days that you choose, up to 30, of course. We do see a lot of our clients doing 14 days. That gives you 2 weeks to see if they are good, if nothing bad is going to happen. You can also do the same for Windows non-critical and Mac. And again, this is really helpful because it just takes work away from you and allows you to deal with more critical things on a daily basis. And then you can see all of your excluded and postponed patches here. You can also exclude OS patches here, but you have the ability to see everything in a list and then approve or exclude. So it makes it really easy. And we didn't used to have this ability before. So that is really exciting. So that is what I like to remind people. And then just on a more basic level, back to everybody needing IT automation profiles, in my opinion, and I believe the opinion of Atera at large, is the ability to run the profile on newly installed agents. This is something that's super helpful, especially for adding software, or really just making sure that any device or end user is going to be up to date with any company policy or anything like that. So once I have run the profile on newly installed agents, it means that as soon as I install the Atera agent on a new end user, which you should be doing anyways, that it will install the necessary software that you have, including the bundles that Dima showed earlier from the private software repository. It can run any scripts, it can perform all this maintenance, anything like that. And again, this just makes your life a lot easier because obviously when you're onboarding a new end user, you have a lot of things to do, a lot more than just installing software on their computer and things like that. So that is just another way to save you time and automate things. I think those are my top tips.
Amazing. Thank you, Sarah.
We have another question, and we have maybe time for 1 or 2 questions more. So I will share it and take it myself. Do you have example IT automation profiles or presets? I think it's, yeah, because Austin posted also the presets. I mean, so presets to help get folks like me leveraging the system more. So
I can actually, sorry to take this from you, Dima, but I already have
No
it
worries.
open.
You're more than
So
welcome, Sarah.
Actually, no, you can take it.
Oh no, okay.
Guys, stop fighting over the questions.
We're fighting over the sharing button. Come on. It's different. Anyway, so the tips and tricks that we usually give, and I hear this a lot, and we taste tested a lot of it, and what we come up with is our general rule of thumb is to not to create a very complex one profile, but instead separate the critical updates. I'm sorry, I don't have my Zoom arrow, so I will highlight this. The critical updates versus all the rest of the updates, and a separate profile for the software, and a separate profile for the maintenance or the scripts, or maybe maintenance and scripts. So basically, you don't intervene into your rebooting sequence. And yeah, and also I've seen a lot that people are telling us, like, I created a very cool software profile, I cannot like run it, but a mandatory condition for this is to add a schedule, at least one schedule, so it can be run. And also a very cool thing, which is run the profile on the newly installed agent, so you can chain if you have network discovery, which is another component of Atera. If you have network discovery, or you are installing the agents using the GPO or maybe Microsoft Intune, what have you. So you can actually chain it and make new devices fresh out of the box, up to date and ready to go for your new employees, which should make their life easier in terms of the onboarding their devices, and it might save you a ton of time.
I also shared an article from our knowledge base about our best practices. It's a really good article which kind of outlines in a little bit more detail some of the suggestions that Dima provided. So you can check that out as well.
And I also would add a question like that, where it's like, what do people recommend or what do we recommend? That's a great use of the community. We see a lot of posts like that where people specifically say, oh, I'm doing this, but I want to make my processes better. How do you guys do it? And obviously we can tell you from our experience speaking to clients and working at Atera, but I think sometimes the best advice is coming from you guys yourselves. So Rebecca mentioned it in the beginning, but again, I think this is a really good use of the community, is to get the opinion of other people in your same field.
And good point, Sarah. I wanted to ask you,
Community.
could you possibly share your screen and show us what the community looks like, since I didn't get a chance to do that before?
Yes.
As you manage
Give
it.
me.
Amazing. Thank you.
So as you manage it to an extent.
Yes, I sometimes do manage it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. So as Rebecca pointed out earlier, you can basically get there by going to the little your little logo in the top corner and clicking on community. So this is what the community looks like. Our creative team spent a lot of time on it, but that's not what's super important. What's super important is you can see recent discussions, trending discussions, announced discussions, etc. On the right hand side, you can see quick links, popular tags, leaders. So that's in terms of who's commenting, who's posting. But the posts that I mentioned earlier, so basically people can post whatever they want. Some people come here for support, although we do recommend that you reach out to support directly to get the best service. But we sometimes post things. Meme Monday, we had people share memes related to IT. What's a great QOL tip for Atera? So it's really anything and everything. And we really do encourage feedback here and collaboration. And you can go to discussions again, and you can see everything. If you go to topics, there are specific topics divided. So getting started, the question earlier about example IT automation profiles, that's a good use of that. News and announcements, so that's things that we will post. But yeah, super easy, super fun. It's also gamified. So basically, if you post a certain number of things or comment or like or things like that, you can get certain badges if you attend a webinar. And then based on badges and points, you can get swag from us. It's a whole elaborate system that I'm not totally keyed in on, but it's definitely an encouragement to join. And I do hope that you all take advantage of it, because it definitely is a great resource.
Amazing.
Thanks,
so much, Sarah. We're like in sync, Dima. So just another reminder about the survey to make sure to fill that out when you can. We really appreciate any feedback that you guys have to share. And again, we really appreciate all of your involvement and all of your great questions and chat engagement. If anyone has any last questions, feel free to post them now. But I think we're going to wind down and just give you a couple minutes to answer the survey and call it an evening or morning or afternoon, wherever you're located.
And remind you to not to forget to access atera.com/webinars and to look to our, I will post it on the screen.
It's /events, I think.
Or /events, sorry. Yeah. /events, it will redirect you anyway. So, yeah, so As you can see, so on speaking about the recording, those on-demand sessions, you can access them. You can watch them, click on watch them now, and you can actually access any of the past webinars we had. Some of them are dedicated to the partners events, some of them the AIT Masterclass. So actually there is a dedicated session and a hands-on workshop about the AI assistant if you want to learn more. Sarah, thank you so much for posting the link into the chat. And yeah, and the upcoming sessions, so the today's session is Keeping It Real, on the 16th of January. If you want to know more about the AI assistant and you want to participate in the Atera Masterclass in this domain, feel free to register. It's free. We will showcase the AI assistant. We will have a Q&A with a product team, Yarden, and maybe some other members from the team. And yeah, and on January 30th, the upcoming is the Atera RMM training. So this is what we have for January. We're starting, let's say, in the safe mode, in the eco mode, but it will be many more webinars to come. And you're more than welcome to participate. On this wonderful note, all we have to do is to maybe wish you a pleasant day and say goodbye. And yep, thank you so much, guys, for participating.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
for joining.
guys.
Thank you so much.
Yep, bye-bye.
Bye.